Hours I might have found sad and lonely were soothed by the expression of my thoughts in music. This song is for the great and good Victoria.
And so the gift of music passed from one queen to another, one at the height of her power, the other deposed and imprisoned. This is the story of the song that connects them. It is a simple song of 16 lines, inspired by the biggest event in England in the late 19th century, the Jubilee of Queen Victoria, who never actually heard the song because no one in Buckingham Palace could speak or sing Hawaiian. The heartfelt notes remained silent on paper until now.
Some of the greatest choirs have been here. We had to earn up to them, but we also could know that we are also a great choir.
The Hawaii Sacred Choir is making history as it performs the Queen's song for the first time for the British people.
What's remarkable is that we have children singing in our choir from 9 years old through 65 years old. They sing together, grandparents, parents, children, as one. In addition, we represent the rainbow of diversity in Hawaii. We have Hawaiians, Filipinos, Japanese, Chinese, Tongans, Samoans, Caucasians, Portuguese, Afro-American. We come together and make it a glorious unity.
But it was almost not to be. Let's backtrack about 5 weeks.
The choir thought it had secured enough funds to cover the trip, but just 2 weeks ago, all of that funding fell through.
KITV did a wonderful interview of us, and the very next morning I get a phone call from the president of the Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation, yes, the actors, Will and Jada, and he said they were watching you in their Waikiki hotel room last night. They would like to give $10,000.
An amount matched by other viewers who sent in donations to get the choir to England.
Ely Cathedral is one of the great cathedrals of the world, and their choir is world-renowned. And it's just a thrill to be able to sing in this same space.
Is this like the Vatican?
Yes.
This is my room.
For the first time, a choir from halfway around the world will be resident choir at Ely Cathedral, a towering marvel in the heart of Cambridgeshire. Since the 7th century, services here have been mandated by royal decree to be in English and Latin. But in a history-making move, Anglican leaders are breaking tradition, allowing a Mass in Hawaiian. And not just any Hawaiian. They'll hear words and music written by our Queen, and that prompted a message from their Queen.
The Queen was interested to know that you would be performing a song composed by Hawaii's Queen Lili'uokalani, and was touched by your wish to perform the piece for Her Majesty whilst you are in England.
Signed, Susan Hussey, Lady-in-Waiting to Queen Elizabeth II, Buckingham Palace. The Queen is not able to attend, but will listen to BBC Radio, which will broadcast the choir's concert 2 days hence.
One of the world's best choirs sings here, and having to come here and fulfill all the expectations and try to be as good as them is a lot of pressure.
To warm the British ear to the Hawaiian language, another classic is sung at Mass.
I feel honored to be able to sing here in England.
I feel very warm inside. It's really nice.
Anytime you worship in a different way, it causes you to think about the service differently. And I think this was something that was that was unique for people.
There was a responsibility to care to represent Hawaii really well, so I was joyful.
On our way, we passed fields covered with the richest blossoms of yellow gold. We passed through pretty villages and were charmed with the country life of a land of which we had always heard, Old England.
On this day, Old England is celebrated on the streets of Ely.
There's a lot of people who come from a long distance. It's a good opportunity for us to all get together and just see each other dance and show off to everybody else. Our particular one is Molly dancing, which is from the east of England, which is from around where we are. You'll see lots of other different ones from other different parts of the country, lots of different sites of Morris dancing.
Culture is one of diverse strengths because obviously we welcome everybody and our dance forms embrace that.
The teams dance around, and then later on in the day the teams go off into different places to dance, just to entertain the public, really, as part of the folk festival.
Which of course includes every neighbour's nibbles.
This is a rhubarb pie.
From your backyard?
Well, yes, from our farm. Cut up rhubarb, and then you make the crumbly mix, roll it out, make a case, cook it.
And then heat this up?
That can be heated up, or you can eat it cold.
That is lemon. They're all on the front. I can't read what the...
apple, blackberry.
Apple and blackberry. That is, say, the strawberry one. Blackberry and cherry. Plum and almond. That one is coffee and walnut.
Throughout the centuries, Elyites have seen Roman armies, Saxon mercenaries, and Viking invaders. But they've never seen anything quite like Sakahungalu. At 6'3", 295 pounds, there's no missing the bass in the back row. In the Hawaii Sacred Choir, he may be called the gentle giant, but gentleness is not what he's known for.
Well, when I was in high school, I also was a part of the student government, and I was in the executive council. And a great thing that this choir has also taught me is responsibility. To come here on time and come here ready to sing.
The captain of the McKinley football team is headed to Azusa on an athletic scholarship this fall, a dream come true. But singing in England was another dream he couldn't pass up.
It's a whole lot of pressure. I mean, coming from the other side of the world, and we're representing our island, our state, our country, our family, especially our choir master.
Also in the choir, Saka's 14-year-old sister, Lani. Among the firsts for Saka this week, first time on a train, first time eating fish and chips, and drinking English tea.
I want to see everything. I don't know what I want to see. I just brought in, like my knowledge, because, coming from a little island, very little knowledge, and an island boy, he's got to see more, I guess.
Saka's the first to admit that music's made him a better football player, and football has made him a better chorister. Because both disciplines require stamina, focus, and total commitment.
Show the audience that people in Hawaii can also sing the songs that they sing in England, and that we also love learning them.
great day of the Jubilee, we passed through crowds and crowds of people.
Cheering could be heard on every side.
It was a spectacle the princess never forgot. She returned to the Alexandra Hotel to pen the first notes of her tribute. Years later, while imprisoned, she sent the music sheets of the finished song to Buckingham Palace. Today, the song will be sung in England for the first time, as Lili'u had intended it to be heard in Hawaiian.
You know, it's nice to know that we get to sing a special piece that was made for Queen Victoria, and to know that we're representing Hawaii, so it means a lot to me.
But first, an obstacle must be overcome.
This is the Lady Chapel in Ely Cathedral, a perfect rectangle of ornately carved stone and marble. There are no tapestries and no open windows, nothing to absorb or draw out the sound. The result, a 7-second echo. Listen to this. Aloha. Aloha. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's considered by many to be the best place to sing in the entire country of England. So the Lady Chapel expands each voice, kind of a self-amplification. It fills the room, it soars up to the ceiling, it makes one person suddenly sound like 10, but softens and puts a glow to their voice.
Well, it's the most unusual thing, Pamela, to have a visiting choir from so far, from Hawaii no less. It doesn't happen every day in Cambridgeshire, and the sound they make is so angelic. We're going to hear a piece in a little while, I think, that's going to be in Hawaiian, which will be a once-in-a-lifetime treat.
And a gift finally delivered from our Queen to theirs.
Splendid, lovely. It's a wonderful choir, it really is, and the music, the sound in this chapel, the Lady Chapel as we're in tonight, is just exquisite.
I'm absolutely blown away. The incredible gifting of that choir at only 4 years. I'm just astounded at how wonderful they are.
It was spectacular, especially being in the Lady Chapel where the acoustics are so good. It was nice to hear them sing Hawaiian. Yes, it was beautiful.
But the best critique comes from two other cathedrals. Shortly after performing the Queen's song, the Hawaii Sacred Choir was invited to return to England in 2 years to sing at St. Paul's and Westminster Abbey.
You like
like the weather.
Yes.
It's cold. It's cold.
It is marvelous. We have people thanking us. We think we should be thanking them for letting us come here and sing for them. And when people come to me afterwards, they say, "You look so different." And I say, "Isn't it wonderful that we represent all of these wonderful nations in this one beautiful place, Hawaii?"
We may share a historical and cultural connection, but there's nothing similar geographically between our islands and these. For many choir members, this is not only the first time to England, but the first time anywhere.
Going to the museum, it was so huge. It was amazing to see all the artifacts there.
I liked England because of all those structures, and like Hawaii doesn't have those, and I think that it was so cool.
The sights are really beautiful, actually. We saw Big Ben, the London Eye, and many more.
It's another beautiful day here in England.
Christ Church Constituent College at Oxford is between sessions right now, but that's about to change.
No problem getting kids back in school in the middle of summer when the school is Hogwarts.
You can almost see errant snitches buzzing around the spires of Ely Cathedral, and the Quidditch teams mounting their broomsticks before Canterbury Quadrangle. Much of the Harry Potter series was filmed here, with the austerity of Oxford lending gravitas to the story of the boy who lived. Tonight, the Hawaii Sacred Choir dines. Where else? In Hogwarts Hall. And just as it does in the movies, dinner miraculously appears. On the menu tonight, baked cod with butter beans, sausage, spinach, and fettuccine.
Even a magic meal has to be paid for. Dinner at Oxford is £25. That's about $50. The house ale is a bargain at $5, but it's served at room temperature.
When Harry and cohorts first entered the school, they ascended this staircase. We now leave the same way, with a mahalo to Harry, Hogwarts, and Oxford. Of all the sights in England, one remains our favorite.
There's just some places on the planet that are just amazing places to sing, and Ely would be one of them.
And so the Hawaii Sacred Choir says aloha to Ely and England with a song from one of their own.